Hello, welcome to Mrs. Real Ale Guide. Today we're here at Shepherd Neame. What is it here? We're at the Visitors Centre. We're joined by Jean, who is Senior Brewer, and Polly,
Marketing Manager.
Marketing Manager.
Digital Marketing Manager.
James, I'm Digital Marketing Executive.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And obviously the Real Ale Guide.
Hello. And we had to hear some Canterbury Jack.
Right.
Lovely.
Yes.
And some nice...
First of all though, I think we're going to do a few questions.
Yeah.
First of all for Jean.
Okay.
You're head brewer here.
Senior brewer,
Senior
that's a nice promotion.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Been in brewing now, been at this brewery for 10 years. Before that I was in brewing another 11 years, and before that I was in pharmaceuticals about 10 years. So yes, became a brewster only about 5 years ago, because before that it was all science-based microbiology and biochemistry.
Yes.
A lot of brewers end up coming from a pharmaceutical science background.
We have found that in different brewers.
It was obviously better than just going to a brewing academy and doing a brewing degree.
There seems to be quite a few brewsters around now. In this.
There is now. When I first started, there wasn't many at all.
That's amazing. Yeah. And just to think that beer, really, I think we first got brewed with females, didn't it?
There weren't any male brewers.
No, they were making bread, weren't they? And using the leftover.
Yeah. Well, beer came before bread.
Ah, right. Okay. I must have read the wrong blog.
Yeah. Well, I had to research this for a BBC programme I did once.
Yeah.
With Adam Martha Davis.
I don't know personally. No.
The one who did what the Ancients did for us on the television. I had to do. He sent me an email, and could I just use an old recipe? It was done in Sumeria in Babylon about 3000 BC, and it's the oldest recipe in the world, and it's for beer.
Wow!
And could I brew him some, please? So I had to read this Hinton in Clarsey, which it's called, and we made this old beer, obviously no hops or anything, and it was really nice and tasty.
Oh, great.
Now, talking of obviously women in beer and everything, there's so much going on at the moment, especially with the beer beauty. And then this, have you heard of the Venus Project, where they've just done? Is it the Venus Rouge?
No.
The women's beer.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to ask a question. How is Shepherd Neame aiming their marketing at women at the moment? Are you, or
I'm not aware of any.
We always aim it at both.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be patronising in the least, because I always find it patronising when somebody says to me, would you mind having it in a pint pot, or would you like it in a lady's glass? And I says, there's no such thing as a lady's glass. No. It's whether I can drink a pint or not. I might not want a pint because it's still a legal measure is a third of a pint.
Yes.
So you can have a third or a bit at a time. I prefer it. If you see now what we're doing with the meal, we're doing it in goblets. And these aren't specially made just for this meal. You can see it's got Canterbury Jack on the side, because then anybody would feel happy holding that glass.
Absolutely.
And again, some women do find it hard, not just physical, the drinking of it, because it does blow you up, doesn't it, sometimes, with gassiness. You have to be, women are quite conscious of that. But for the women, we always know that it's normally lighter flavours. They generally don't like the very hoppy, bitter.
The very
no. But here at Sheps, there's about 26 different beers we do, total different range, which you've only got touching the tip of the iceberg here.
Okay then.
I mean, the first one you're going to have is quite hoppy, but generally when I've done a talk to women, I start with the lightest of our beers, which you aren't going to taste them for, which is Asahi, which is very light. It was brewed to go with sushi. It's one of the biggest from Japan. And then when you take them up in the flavours and the alcohol level, you find that everybody, not just women, appreciate the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
And by the time you get to the end one, you think, I quite like that now, because you've already got the palate adapted taste.
Yeah.
There's talk with that women have got a better palate than a man when it comes to drinking beer. It's just something I've read recently on a few blogs. I don't suppose it could never be proven.
It can't. Sensitive.
It's to do with the genetics. Females tend to have a more developed palate, but it's down to many factors how you taste. Major one is how many taste buds you've got in your tongue, and that's genetic.
Yeah.
No, I see. I see. Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
You know, some people
Yeah.
have thousands more per square metre. It's not square metre, not big. Millimetre on the tongue than other people. And it's the taste
So-
is from the tip of your tongue to the back of your throat and down. That's why when you drink beer, we don't spit it out like wine drinkers, because you've got to taste the bitterness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to swallow it because it's the back of the throat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, women have a more developed palate, but generally genetics. If you smoke, you tend not to have such a good
Yeah.
palate.
Yeah.
But we don't think about that when we're devising the beer, because it used to be difficult. People would be smoking in the bar like they don't anymore. But they're going to still drink, aren't they? The smokers and whoever.
Yeah.
So we have to think, this is how this tastes perfectly. So I generally don't eat curry or anything in the week.
Right.
I don't wear perfumes, lipsticks, anything that would spoil my palate. I always
It's interesting.
try. I even just drink
So-
green tea. I just really look after my palate, because it's unfortunately I was a little bit ill at the beginning of the year, and for the first time in my life I lost the sense of smell. And
Yeah.
I always say to people, there's nothing right or wrong about it. We all are different. You know, 1 in 30, you say that person won't be able to taste or smell that.
Really?
And I then appreciated. I've always been quite considerate, but I hate it. It really was awkward not
Yeah.
being able to smell.
Of course. Yeah.
You know,
Especially
you'll
when
say,
you're
can
at
you
a
smell
brewer.
it? Yeah, so
Yeah.
when we do tasting, because there isn't a machine of all the thousands of pounds worth of sophisticated equipment we've got in the laboratory, there's nothing that can detect
Replicate.
all the flavours or replicate it.
Yeah.
You can do all the chemical tests or the micro, but there's nothing like the palate. So when we taste, because we have to taste all the way through the process, in the sample room in the morning at 6 o'clock before the beer
Yeah.
can go out, and we taste in pairs.
Right.
Where every
yeah.
document has two signatures, because somebody might pick something up that you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful.
That's really good. Well, talking about all this food, we got some.
Got to eat now, yep.
Yeah, let's have a look
Shall
at what we got.
If we press stop then, and then we can come back so that
Yeah.
we can upload it all nicely.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
now. Cheers.